Hello Gloucester High. My name is Daniel Monk, and today I'm going to be taking you through a day in my life. And heads up, it's a little crazy. I'm actually a former graduate from Gloucester High myself. I graduated in 2015. Since then, I have went to Camden County College, where I did a few prerequisites, and then I applied for a dental hygiene program. So today, I'm going to be telling you a little bit about our dental hygiene program. So at this point in my life right now, things are a little hectic. I am in school full time and I'm working about 25 hours over the weekend. I have class from about Friday to Monday, and then I'm working Monday to Friday. So 7 days a week, I am always doing something. And now, due to COVID, we did have to adapt a little bit with how we operate. We are fortunate enough that half of our lecture we get to go on Zoom, but the other half for our clinics and for our labs, we get to actually go in person, and we can do the hands-on things that we need to do and learn the skills that we need to. Now, because we have our personal protective equipment, we have our face masks, we have our gloves, we have our face shields, our scrubs, that is a big benefit for us. So we are able to actually go and do the hands-on things. That's great. Now, this is a very vigorous program, but at the same time, it is just as rewarding. We're taking classes like dental anatomy, dental radiology, medical emergencies, a hygiene seminar class, and we're also going to be working in a dental clinic. And this is just our first semester. And as a dental hygienist, usually people just assume that we're just cleaning teeth. But of course, it's more than just that. You know, we are dental educators. We provide preventative, educational, therapeutic services, and we just pretty much overall, we promote the oral health. And we're battling oral disease. And within our classes, we're covering a lot of different skills. We're learning how to take x-rays. We're learning about every surface of your tooth and how to clean them with the correct instrument. We're learning how to deal with the patients. We learn how to basically assess them, and we check over their medical history, and we just want to make the patient feel as comfortable as possible when they're in the dental office, because there are situations where people usually get a little nervous when they're there. And so I wanted to share with you guys my Friday, because that's where a lot of the action goes down. Fridays, I usually wake up at around 6:30 a.m., my favorite time of the day. I get up, I take my shower, I get to class. Class usually starts around 8:15. Really, on paper, it says class is at 9, but basically in the dental world, on time is late, so you just have to be early. Class starts at 8:15, and on Fridays, we're in the clinic. Now, the clinic, that's the fun area. That's where all the action goes down. That is where patients eventually come in. We will work on them, but as for right now, we're still practicing. So basically, we work on each other, and this is where we use our instruments on one another. We learn the correct adaptive behaviors on where to basically stick our hands into the mouth, the teeth that we have to lean on, the surfaces that we can touch with the instruments, the correct positions that we can get around the patient. We learn, like I said before, all about making them comfortable to the maximum. And this is also the area where we practice our infection control. So we learn all about how to disinfect surfaces, we use barriers, and we learn about sterilizing the instruments to just kill all that bacteria. Once we are finished digging into each other's gums, we're done usually around 12:30. That's when we have lunch, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really eat lunch at that time because it's just not enough time, because then we have radiology at 1 o'clock. And like I was saying before, this is where we learn how to take x-rays on patients. There's different techniques to do that as well. And we also have to keep in mind that we have to keep our exposure to the patients down with the radiation. We can only, allow so much every visit or so. And we follow a system, it's called ALARA, as low as reasonably applicable. And it's just basically a guideline that we follow to just produce the littlest or the smallest amount of radiation possible. And so when we're practicing, we can't keep taking x-rays on one another because we'll be exposing so much radiation. So we actually practice on a dummy. His name is Dexter. And then we also learn how to basically process different radiographs. We learn how to process dental film or digital sensors, and we kind of see how it all plays out. And that's a pretty great experience. And so radiology finishes around 4:30. And then I'm hustling on over to work, where I work at Remote Cardiac Services. That's over in Cherry Hill. So over there, I am a cardiac clinical assistant. And that sounds crazy, but really it is the easiest job in the world. I take phone calls, and patients, they call in and they send over their heart monitors, they send over their EKGs through the phone acoustically, which I didn't even know was a thing about a year or two ago. That is just the weirdest thing to me still. So, and we basically take their EKGs, we ask them what their symptoms were, what their activity was at the time of, and we just send it off to their doctor. And I know it's completely different from what I'm doing in school, but I just kind of got lucky with this job, and I took it, and I like it, and it's easy. So, also a benefit. Now there's a lot of downtime at my job as well between the phone calls, between taking in all these EKGs, and I will do homework. And I'm not kidding. There is a lot of homework to do. The workload is crazy, but fortunately, work is relaxed enough where I can do it. And I can also get some extra practice in with working on the teeth. We have these stands with us, and this is called the typodont. And it's basically just a little fake mouth. And with this, we can learn the anatomy of the teeth. We learn all about the different surfaces. It's pretty nuts. The teeth come out too, look at this. So weird. And around 5 or 6 o'clock is usually when I will finally eat on the Fridays. And I will probably get some Chipotle. I'll snack on that. Love that. I won't get done work until around 10 o'clock. That's when I finally get to go home. And that's where I relax, you know? And even though life is crazy right now between work and school and the whole pandemic happening at this moment, it's also the most rewarding time in my life right now, putting in all of this work. And I just wanted to say that the same can be for you as well. It doesn't matter what you're doing after high school. If it makes you happy and you're having some kind of attribution to society, that is what I consider success. Best of luck, class of 2021. You guys are at a phenomenal high school and you're already off to a great start.